Hello, everyone. I'm here to answer the question, why do we need to know what we don't know? In Revelation 9:14-15, John writes, "Release the four angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates." And the four angels, who had been kept ready for this very hour, day, month, and year, were released to kill a third of mankind. Why the Euphrates? So what gives with this weird imagery? Why are these four horsemen being held back by a river? To understand the symbolic meaning of the Euphrates River in Revelation, let's look at its historical and literary context. First, let's go to the book of Daniel. Daniel 10 tells the story of Daniel fasting and praying for 21 days while an angel is sent to him and is hindered by an evil spirit. Then the angel says, "Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and humble yourself before your God, your words have been heard, and I have come because of your words." Daniel 10:12. The angel explains that he came quickly, but the great prince of the kingdom of the north has prevented him. Notice the angel says the great prince, not princes. This suggests one main opposing force against God's people. Daniel asks about this prince, and the angel reveals, "Behold, I will make you know what is written in the book of truth, and none will stand before you and resist. For now I have come to tell you. Therefore, consider carefully what is written. The stone was cut out without hands, and became a great mountain, and the great mountain shall be hewn out of nothing into many pieces. And by his people shall the stone become a great mountain." Daniel 10:20-21. The angel then repeats a prophecy already spoken in Daniel 7 about a ram with two horns that represents the kings of Media and Persia. The angel is saying the empire of the Medes and Persians is the great prince opposed to Israel. He continues, "And the ram that you saw on the one side, which had two horns, it is the kings of Media and Persia. And the rough goat is a third kingdom, which shall be strong indeed, indeed mighty as well, but it shall push forth oppression, and it shall devour great riches." Daniel 10:22. The angel is saying that after the Medo-Persian Empire is defeated, there would be another kingdom after it that would oppress God's people, devour riches, and destroy the temple. And then he identifies this kingdom. "This is the Grecia that goeth forth upon the earth, and her heart shall be the desire of Persia." Daniel 10:23. So we see that the angel connects the Greek Empire to Media and Persia, making them part of the same opposition against God's people. He goes on to show how Greece would be succeeded by another kingdom that would come forth from the far north, bringing more oppression. But ultimately, the angel makes it clear that all these empires, including the Roman Empire, are simply a means to bring about God's purpose. And what is that purpose? Well, like the other prophets, Daniel sees the eternal kingdom of God's people established on earth. His vision is of a future messianic age where peace and prosperity reign in the land. It's the hope that despite all the empires of the world oppressing God's people, God is still in control of history, and he will one day intervene to establish his righteous rule on earth. So the Euphrates River in Revelation is likely an allusion to the book of Daniel, especially Daniel 10, and the idea that God is in control of history. Just as Daniel saw an angelic messenger coming to him from the presence of God, so John sees heavenly messengers or angels coming to release these four angels that are being held by the river Euphrates. The reason why they are being held is because God hasn't set that time yet. We see that in verse 15 it says, "And the four angels who had been kept ready for this very hour, day, month, and year were released." The key word here is kept ready. These four angels were being kept ready for this set time, day, month, and year. We know from the Bible that God is sovereign over all the affairs of men, even Satan's schemes. If God allowed Satan to send a plague to kill millions, he could also allow Satan to hold back his judgments for a certain time until the right moment. And that's exactly what's happening here. And the reason why this is important is because it shows that evil and judgment are not random, aimless, or senseless. God knows why. and he allows it to happen at a certain time, day, month, and year. This isn't the only passage where John uses the image of bound angels. In Revelation 7, the who are the four angels. Now there are three views on who these four angels might be. Some see them as literal angels, and they support this view by pointing out that Revelation consistently refers to angels throughout the chapter. However, this view doesn't really explain why they are by the Euphrates River. Others believe that these are fallen angels, evil spirits that were imprisoned in the past and are being held in check until the final days. This interpretation finds support in extra-biblical sources like the Book of Enoch, which speaks of rebellious angels being bound in deep places. Still, others suggest that these four angels aren't literal beings at all, but symbolic representations of forces like war, plague, or invasion. This understanding highlights the mythic nature of the passage, where concrete events symbolize deeper spiritual realities. Ultimately, though, who or what these four angels are isn't as crucial as what they represent. They embody the potent forces of chaos and destruction that lurk at the edge of human experience. At the end of the day, John wants his readers to know that behind the scenes of history, good and evil are clashing. The four angels held back by the river Euphrates are a visual reminder of that reality. So, if you're wondering what you should do about knowing what you don't know, remember this: live wisely, love deeply, and walk humbly.